G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder with Mags. Yes, we are back doing a little bit of War Thunder gameplay, War Thunder tanks today, and we're taking out the AMX-30 Premium. Apologies to anybody who's been waiting for a little bit of War Thunder coverage on my end. I've been having a few issues with packet loss, but they have mostly cleared up at this point. There is still a little bit, but hopefully it won't interrupt the gameplay here today. So as I said, we're driving out the AMX-30. This is the premium French tank. Rank 5, battle rating 7.3. It's pretty much identical to the AMX-30 1972 that's in tree, the only real difference being that the premium version has a 12.7mm machine gun on top, with the in tree version has a 20mm cannon. I'm just going to get into the cap circle here. Just going to get a artillery drop here and see if we can block up this intersection while I'm capping the circle. Now, as I said, I've been having a few issues with packet loss, so I actually haven't been able to play War Thunder in about a month and a half, and one of those actually hit. Somebody was in there. Alright, so I want to cross this road, so once we've got this capped, I'm going to pop grenades. And we'll just give it a second for the smoke to spread, and then we're going to do a bolt across the road. Alright. Around the buildings on the other side. Oh, hello. Thank you, kill one. Let's see if we can slip around the side of this mound and get some side shots on. So yeah, I've been unable to play War Thunder for about a month and a half. It was the only War Thunder that was being affected. I'm not entirely sure what it was. I'm still getting little bits and pieces of packet loss here. 0 is obviously what I would prefer. It looks like we're clear there. But I'm still getting between 0 and 5%, but usually nothing larger than that for the moment. I was getting bursts of 20 and 30% regularly before, so clear a corner. And I see you. Engine shot. Let's go for the side. Move out of the way. Back it up. Thank you. And that's the Panther dealt with. Is there anything up around the other side of the church? No. One in the road. Oh, no, there's not one in the road anymore. We've got a bit of smoke here, and we got some pretty good flow on the tank, so... And I think he's been taken out, so we'll head up to the next intersection, and we'll turn right. Hello there. Get some sneaky surprise butt sex in here. Oh, he saw me. Snap shot. Check to our left. So that's kill 3. And there's somebody around there. We got... I'm not sure what that is, but there's definitely somebody up there. Backing out. Where are you? Where did you go? Show yourself. That's MG fire to the left. Alright, he might think we've backed off here, so we might be able to get right around and put one directly into him from behind. Oh, wonderful. You immobilize you for a start. That works. Alright, now we can pull up here and actually fix the damn tank. Where's that falling? That sounds reasonably close, but I don't think it's on me. And it doesn't look like... Can't see anyone on the ridge lines. Is it somebody back there in the buildings? No. Alright, we're pretty good. Yeah, so the AMX-30... I'm still not entirely sure if I like it or not, to be perfectly honest. It's a good tank when it behaves, and the tank itself is fine, but it's only got access to heat ammo as a main damaging ammo. Oh, hello. Thank you, there's kill number 5. Oh, where did that come from? I think that was a shot. Oh, that's a shot from the ridge. Alright, we're going to cut across here to the circle, trying to get in next to the Foch. Oh! Well, that brought that to an end. To be fair, I was asking for that. Crossing side on that close to the spawn point, I should have backed in amongst the buildings and not tried to cross to the circle. Oh, no matter. Let's do another match. Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to the AMX-30. So, as I was saying in the previous match, I'm not entirely sure I like the tank yet. The tank itself is pretty good. It drives very similar to the Leopard, although it feels a little bit slower. But still, that's fine. I like the Leopard, so this is a good thing. It has virtually no armor. It's a main battle tank. But the issue is its ammunition selection. Its primary damage-dealing round is a heat shell. It also has a HE, but the heat shell is the go-to round. We're going to try and get around the edge here of this cliff and see if we can back up into a little nook that's up here and snipe some shots over the rocks. But yeah, the heat is the primary round. Damage on heat is a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes you can hit a tank and it'll one-shot it. Other times you'll hit a tank and then you'll have to hit them again and again, and you might have to shoot them 3 or 4 times, aiming at different components inside of the tank to actually get a kill out of heat. It's... oh shit, we've been spotted. Alright, there goes that idea. So we'll bring this down and around. Actually, that looks like an IS-6. There we go. Kill number 1 and first strike. So, yeah, as I was saying, the heat shell damage can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's a shot just like that one, where you one-shot the tank on hitting them. Other times you might have to shoot them multiple times in order to actually take them out. I don't consider it to be a particularly reliable round a lot of the time. I can't see anybody else over there, so... the one that shot at us before was one firing the machine gun around that corner, and they are covered by this large factory building on the other side. I can't see anyone in any of the... there is a little bit of movement over there. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it, but... gotcha. Maybe we should have taken the engine deck because he's made a runner. Right. Zoom in so we can get past this stand plant that's blocking my view. Clear to the right. So the movement we saw before hasn't moved around. And I think there was a T-54 I shot, but it's not popping its head back out. Yeah, as I was saying, the damage on the heat shell is a little hit and miss. And then to top it off, the heat shells are very prone to detonating on environmental objects. So if there's a wire fence or a picket fence or a tree or a bush that has a hitbox, anything that has a hitbox in the game that's environmental, that the shell hits, can and will detonate the heat shell before it hits the target, which means you are really restricted in certain areas on how you can actually engage targets when you only have access to a heat shell as an option, because you can't just flick over to a kinetic round or a APHE round and lob one of those at the target, which will penetrate environmental objects before hitting the target. You know, it will go through a fence without actually stopping and be able to take the target out. You're sort of stuck. You can't get into any situations where the environment is going to block you, otherwise the enemy is likely going to be able to shoot you if they spot you. I don't think that T-54 is coming back out. But yeah, the enemy will be able to shoot you, and you will not be able to shoot them. And is that... no, that's just a rock. But that's not a rock. Alright, that shot went a little high. Looks like we clipped one of the side fuel tanks. And upper plate, damaged the turret ring, and looks like we hit the gunner. Alright, that's taking out the breach. The gun is now disabled. Now aim for that front plate so we can... no, that went a bit left. And that's the fuel tank. Alright, so we're going to go to the right and see if we can get the driver and see if we can get this thing on crew death. There it is. Alright, so that happens a lot. Now, I didn't have a lot of options to aim there. I was only really presented with the front of the tank, although that first shot could have been a little bit better, I will admit. But you'll have to just poke holes in the tank until eventually you find all the components you need to break to actually kill it. And the very next shot you fire, you might hit the target, and it'll just instantly vaporize. You know, like that IS-6 before, or a couple of the kills that I got in the last match. Now, there's something in there with the smoke, but obviously we're not going to be able to see it at the moment. I think the AMX is in... Oh, the AMX got something. Actually, no, the AMX didn't get something. I think the AMX is engaging whatever it was that was firing at us from the other side of that factory before. It looks like it's pinned in behind that rock. No line of sight. Doesn't look like we've got anything to the left or on the ridge lines that I've been able to see, so seem to be clear up that road. I'm going to push over here. I'm going to try and keep this a little bit to the left. Well, there's not really anywhere I can get cover inside of this river. We'll cross. See if we can find whatever the tank destroyer was pinning down. So the other AMX-30 is engaging something on the other side of that rock, so if we go around this side, hopefully we'll get a nice flanking shot on it like we have before. Gotcha. Now you're not going anywhere, wait for the reload. And one into the ammo rack. Thank you very much for playing. Right, so we just hold here and check up. Oh, T-44-100. That shot looked like it came from our side of the river. Now, almost straight down the river. Nice shot. Should have dragged my ass in a little bit more. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. This wasn't intended to be a review, but it almost came out like one. To be clear, I don't think the tank itself is particularly bad, but I think the heat shell may prevent it from being exceptional. And this goes for the AMX-30 1972 in tree as well, not just the premium. As I said, the only real difference between the two is one gets a 20mm cannon, one gets a 12.7mm machine gun. When that heat shell behaves, it is a wonderful machine to drive, but when it doesn't, it is frustrating to say the least. The tank simply doesn't have the armor to be able to go toe-to-toe with other tanks in a shooting war. It needs to be able to kill on or disable on first strike, and sometimes you just don't have a good enough shot on the target to be able to do that, or even when you do, the heat shell decides to damage rather than destroy, leaving the vehicle mostly functional and requiring you to shoot it again, sometimes up to several times in order to be able to damage and finally destroy the target. All the while that target knows exactly where you are and does have an opportunity to shoot back. But anyways, War Thunder is functional enough again that I can actually play it, and I am back playing it, so expect some more War Thunder content in the very near future. As always, remember to click that like button, share and subscribe if you would like to see more, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.